episode of Geek Shop. I'm Chetan. With me is Chris. Say hello.
Hello.
So, Chris, what are we talking about today?
Today we're going to go into the magical world of make-believe, and we're going to talk about if you could have any artist draw an issue of TikTok Tom, or in my case, Blue Orchid, who would you pick?
Dead or alive, or doesn't matter?
I mean, I say it doesn't matter.
Okay. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. First one that comes to mind, and I'm not even going off my ultimate favorite artist, but my second favorite artist, I would say Jamie Hewlett.
I mean, it kind of fits TikTok Tom right
I would say
perfectly.
Jamie, yeah, I would say Jamie Hewlett would be the perfect. And one of our guests who was on here, Brendan McCarthy.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good at that. I'd also like to
Yeah.
see a Mobius TikTok Tom.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
Because I think the detail would be kind of neat, like with the backgrounds and the city and the weirdness and the sort of he
Yes.
has sort of ethereal, like the particularly when you guys had like the floating whales and stuff. I
And
think Mobius would do that justice.
reason I say Jamie Hewlett before any another artist I'll mention afterwards is, like you said, floating whales, talking pigeons, gorillas, and rat that runs around and stuff like that. Hewlett would be perfect to draw that. Now,
Yeah, he would.
my favorite artist is George Perez, but I can't see George Perez drawing any of my work.
Yeah, I could see him maybe doing a cover.
No, no, say not even a cover. No. His style would
Maybe.
not fit. His style would not fit that type of stuff we do.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who was it that drew Animal Man for Vertigo?
That was Chaz Turog, I think, in originally. Then later on, it
Yeah.
was Steve Pugh and who else? Steve Dillon did some work.
I think it was in the early issues.
That's Chaz Turog. Not a. I mean, I appreciate his artwork and stuff, but not a huge fan of his work. No.
Okay. I just kind of thought he kind of had like a weird sort. It's a little messy in the right way.
No. Sorry, but no.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Although I think Hewitt's the best choice for sure. Although I'd also like to see like a Simon Beasley do a cover for him.
That he would fit for a cover. Yes, he
Yeah,
would fit for a cover. Another artist I can't see working on any of TikTok Tom stuff is Brian Boland or anyone who's super realistic.
yeah, yeah. I don't think they would work. I wonder what a Kirby you might get away with some
Oh,
interesting
Kirby
stuff.
would be fun. Kirby would be
Yeah,
fun. And here's a question for you, and this is the ultimate one. Blue Orchid or TikTok Tom, would you see Sergio drawing it? Sergio
I
Aragonis.
mean, I think it's funny because I'm actually working on an idea of doing Blue Orchid cartoon strips, and I think he'd be perfect for that. But I don't know if he
Yes.
would be perfect for a full issue. So that's where I'd go with that. It's like not necessarily a full issue, but like the cartoon strips that I'm thinking about doing, because the cartoon strips are going to be based, at least my plan is to base them on her life in school.
Oh, nice.
So instead of her fighting monsters, it's like her life at home. But everybody knows she fights monsters.
Okay.
So
That
like
would
her
be
classmates know
okay.
she fights monsters. So it's like then
Yeah.
she has to go to school with the fact
Yes.
that she fights monsters all day.
Monsters.
Yeah.
See, Sergio would be good for that. Now, another artist I would say for TikTok Tom is one of my other favorite artists, Bacalo, or I
Mhm.
think that's how you pronounce his name, who did Shade the Changing Man. His
Yeah.
art would be nice. His art, amazing. I mean, he has the weird, he has a weird style and craziness going on with his artwork that would fit perfect with it.
Yeah. For Blue Orchid, there's a couple of animators I could see that would do it. One of them is
Okay, so animation, sorry, go for it.
so these guys have actually drawn comics as well, so they count.
Okay, okay.
But the creator of the Powerpuff Girls, Jendi Tarakovsky, is his name, I think, and
Oh,
Samurai
okay.
Jack, and Samurai,
Yeah.
like both of those guys would be
Oh, I could see that.
interesting.
Yeah.
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 So I'm not familiar with anime artists, but I think some Japanese artists would probably do some interesting stuff with
Oh
my wife.
yeah.
I mean, maybe not some of the bigger ones, but
No,
to
but
be honest, I don't even
even
know the names of the artists that do
yeah.
uh, what is it, One Piece?
Yeah, same here. I
But
mean, that there's one or two artists that I remember my daughter bought it, their books, and um, amazing artwork, but don't remember her name. Even for like TikTok Tom or Blue Orchid, seeing it in an anime style would be interesting.
yeah, yeah, I sort of balance a little on the anime style as it is. So
Yes, yes.
who's the other? There's a couple other. I mean, obviously, if any artist wanted to do it, I would probably say yes. But it would be interesting there are certain artists. I think with Blue Orchid, ultra realistic wouldn't work as well.
No. And also, here's the thing I'm going to mention. For Blue Orchid, maybe it's me, but I don't see this person who recently passed away and one of your favorites, Sam Keefe. I can't see him doing Blue
Yeah.
Orchid. No, his
No, he's got
style,
this.
his style doesn't fit your character.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. Dale Keown might be interesting. Only because he's used to
Actually,
drawing
yeah,
big monsters. Like his
yeah.
monsters would be amazing. Whereas, I mean, Blue Orchid, you could simplify her, but the idea of just the monsters would be really like
So now
big
here's a
hulking
question
monsters. He's really good at drawing.
mentioning that. What about Kirby?
I mean, are we ever going to find something that Kirby can't do? I
Yeah,
think that
because
should be
he
an
did
episode in
because
itself.
Blue Orchid is kind of like, him doing what's that, Devil Dinosaur.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of like that, where, I had I honestly I've never read Devil Dinosaur. I just remember the characters in other books and stuff, but it was a teenager, right? The
yeah,
boy or girl it was, whoever it was.
yeah. The other one I could see doing Blue Orchid is Alex Toth.
Yes, yes. Well, he has that he has that style that could work with both, fun comic and a serious comic.
Yeah, yeah. He might be interesting for TikTok Tom, but he kind of simplifies stuff a little bit. I feel like
It does.
some of the some of the thing about TikTok Tom is the weird extra texture
Yes, yes.
that he might eliminate. So I don't know.
That's it. Okay. And it's funny for both of us, our favorite artists, we said no.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. It is true. Why we wouldn't? I mean, I guess to some degree. I mean, when you talk about favorite artists, your favorite artist isn't necessarily the one that gives you the most inspiration, or at least the one you like to read. Isn't necessarily the one
Yes.
you take direct inspiration from. Like there's a lot of artists I like that I'm like sort of look at it and go, it's not what I want to draw, but I love looking
No,
at
I
it.
mean, when I was younger, I looked at a lot of George Perez books, a lot of John Byrne books, Barry Windsor Smith stuff, things like that. I tried copying their style like every other artist, but I mean, eventually you come to your own style and you change it and go, okay, these guys were influences, but I'm not copying them.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes it's like it could be something as subtle as like you're influenced by their color palettes or the way
Or
that they
some, yeah,
crosshatch or something like that. And it's not even the full style, but just you sort of take a little piece of it and go, wow, that's kind of neat. And most people may not even see it, but it's kind of there,
yeah.
you
One
know?
thing I will say is, and I'm gonna mention one book when DC did DC, I think Peter Milligan and Jimmy Hewlett did a Tank Girl book,
Mhm.
and they got Brian Boland to do the covers. And I have to say, I love Boland's work, but he's not a good artist for that character.
Yeah. I can't picture that. It'd
It's
be
it's it's
kind of
it's
stiff.
too yeah, too stiff, polished. It just
Yeah.
doesn't work for that character. Where, like you said, someone like Simon Bisley would have been perfect for that book, for a cover for Tank Girl. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, for
they
sure.
just some artists, I mean, their work is great, but they just don't fit that type of genre.
It's weird how comic books don't like comic book companies don't really follow that rule all the time. It's interesting sometimes when they do it. And there's certain characters that can sort of go everywhere. Like Superman and Batman, I've seen it drawn a million ways and they're all interesting.
Yes, yes.
Like I mean, we could even extend this to is there any like your favorite character Superman, right?
Superman, Flash, and Spider-Man, I would say three of them.
So like, is there any artists that you A, never seen but like to see draw those, or B, think that should never draw those characters?
I would, you know what, honestly, out of all those three characters, one artist I want to see him draw, and I know he grew up reading superhero comics and, was a huge influence in superheroes, and he did a Wonder Woman drawing, which is amazing. Jaime Hernandez.
Yeah, oh, of course he drew Wonder Woman. That would be,
Yeah. No, he drew Wonder Woman, but I'd love to see him do a Superman comic.
yeah, it'd be
Just in
interesting.
his stuff. Yeah, because just to see how he would interpret that character and stuff like that.
So is there anybody you'd be like, maybe we'll use Superman for example. Is there anybody you think just like Superman cannot draw Superman, would not be able to do it right? I have one in my head that I
Hmm.
think might, or actually I've got two, but they're both indie comic guys.
Hmm.
One is Arkrum.
But then again, our Crumb would be interesting to see how you draw it.
It'd be weird.
It would be weird. Yeah.
The other one for Superman is Peter Bag.
I was thinking, I knew when you said independent, Peter Bagg was the one that came up to me.
He's done a Spider-Man.
Yes, I remember the Spider-Man book he did. Yes.
Yeah, that was great. But I
Yeah.
just feel like because his characters are always kind of weak, and so
Weak.
the
Yeah.
idea of doing a strong character seems like out of his comfort zone.
But then again, remember Sergio did Sergio destroys the Marvel universe, just Sergio destroys the DC universe, and he did his fun version of Superman and stuff like that. It it's silly, but it worked.
Yeah, yeah.
But it
I
was
guess
a humor. It was in a humor-based comic, so it worked in that situation.
also Sergio's good at drawing strong characters. Like if you look at some of the big, you know,
The
particularly
muscular guys.
even Gru has giant
Yeah,
arms. Like his
John
arms are
Marsh.
massive.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So I
Now
think I
what?
think he could.
Now for me, I can't think of any artist I would say no to Superman. Now, mind you, I did not like the way he drew Superman. Is one artist, McFarlane. I didn't like the way he drew Superman.
I'm trying to remember if I can. I can't even visualize that
He
storyline.
did. He did Superman in a book called Invasion,
Okay, I'll have to check
and
that out.
just something about him, his style. I just didn't like his style of way he drew
Yeah. So here's another weird, let's put another weird twist on this. So we always talk about Gru in this podcast.
him.
Who would you like to see draw Gru?
Ooh.
And it wouldn't be
Now,
copying, but it'd be really trying to put their own style into it.
that's where I would say I'd like to see Brian Boland try it
Yeah, that would be
because
interesting.
that's something that's completely out of the bottom field. And you know who would be amazing to draw Gru with his style? Kevin
Yeah,
Nolan. His style, he has that quirky, he has that realistic but weird style that could fit a character like that.
yeah. I'd also like to see Jaime Hernandez give Gru
Oh,
an
Gru,
issue.
yeah. Oh, that would be good.
That would just be, it'd be weird, but like kind of uber realistic, but not at the same time. It'd be kind of cool.
And we have to put this out there, and we'll have to get him to watch it. Get Hoche Anderson to do a drawing of Gru.
Oh, that's it. Next time he's at a convention,
Hoche, draw Gru.
I want to see Gru.
Yes.
And the thing is, I want to see character. I'd love to see these people draw Gru without much reference, so they're
No,
not
no, no.
copying
You no,
Sergio.
no, no. Use reference because when we had that challenge of drawing Gru, we did that twice now. And
Yep,
each time looking at reference, it doesn't reference doesn't help. Because
it's true.
first of all, he has the upper body that's like, 300 pounds and two tiny legs.
Yep.
You know, so,
You know who?
you just forget about anatomy in that situation.
When I did the last sketch I did of Gru, the person that I actually referenced a lot was what was his name? Is Don Martin from Mad Magazine
Mad Magazine, yes, yes,
with the bent feet and everything.
yeah,
I sort of leaned into that a little bit, and he does a lot of sort of spindly characters, but also like sometimes they have weight as well. And
yeah,
so he was sort of one that when I did my last drawing of Gru, I sort of thought, how would Don Martin do it? Because he also has a
yeah,
cleaner line, which is I tend to have a cleaner line. So
yeah.
Sergio has a really messy line and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I sort of, since I went with a cleaner line, I sort of went with Don Martin and sort of was like, how would he draw Gru a little bit? And that was a little bit of my influence.
Now you know who's a versatile artist that has different styles where he has humor and ultra realistic seriousness is John Severin.
Yeah.
When you mentioned Mad Magazine, Don Martin, I just thought of Crack Magazine, and I remember John Severin where he used to do super realistic, detailed work in Crack, and all of a sudden he did quirky, fun type of stories also.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what else be actually speaking of Gru is any of the guys from EC.
That would be interesting.
Kind of dark and even some of the
Yeah.
Conan guys would be interesting. Like, you know, a painted
Who was it?
like
Was it? Trying to remember the guy's name. Who did the Gru versus Conan? Um,
yeah.
his name's on tip of my. Trying to remember the artist now.
Man, I just read that like a little while ago too.
Yeah.
I went on a Gru kick. Every once in a while I just get all the Gru comics I can find and just read them. If you're in a bad mood, it's always a good one to get.
And in our podcast, Sergio and Gru always comes up almost every other episode for
I
some
think so,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah. So getting back to the original topic, any other artist you would say would you'd love to see draw your book or not?
Mm, yeah. It's like I'd like to see what Alex Ross does, but I don't know if he could do it.
Alex
Like
Ross is one of those guys I would not want to. He would not be in my top 100 choices.
the only reason I'd like to see it because sometimes he draws like when he did Galactus, first time he did Galactus in the Marvels, he managed to make him seem really big. I think that would be
Yeah.
cool for some of my monsters.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's sort of why it's like he has this ability to sort of like make realistic giant things. But on the other hand, it would just like I feel like Blue Orchid herself is sort of this rubber hose stretchy character, and he wouldn't do that at all. You know, he would
You
it'd
know
be like photo.
who would be good for Blue Orchid? And you mentioned stretchy and stuff like that. He did Plastic Man, Carl Baker,
Yeah, yeah.
because he has that quirky style and realistic looking characters also, where he could, and he's done, he's done Plastic Man, he's done monsters, he's done everything.
Yeah, it's true. Monster stuff in particular would be pretty cool. The other one I probably like a J. Scott Campbell, I don't think would necessarily do Blue Orchid well because I think he'd over sexualize it.
That's what I was gonna say. You don't have any big-breasted women in your book, so he wouldn't
Yeah.
be good. Sorry, I just being honest about his work. So
I mean, that's his style. He does a lot of sort of, cheesecake girls and stuff like that. And the problem with Blue Orchid is she has, she's a teenager notionally.
yeah,
So kind of weird, it'd be weird to hypersexualize her and stuff like that. So somebody asked me about that once. Says, "Have you ever thought about doing like a pinup thing with her?" And I thought, it sounds dirty.
no, no, somewhat. We were talking about that for doing our when we did our Man Eater cover. We're going to, we could do a Vampirella style cover, and yes, we would sell a lot of copies or more copies, but it's like, you know what? Nope.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be weird with TikTok Tom because it'd
Now
take away
another
from the.
another artist I can't see, and I know Derek's a big fan of this, but I can't see him drawing any of our books. Is Eric Larson?
Yeah, I mean the closest I could see him designing a monster only because of his Venom work.
Yeah,
Like Eric Larson's one of those artists where I would never say that my style is similar than him, but when I draw teeth on any monster, I'm thinking
yeah.
of Eric Larson a little bit.
Oh, really? Okay, okay.
Just because his Venom teeth, like he would always have like so many teeth and it would be twisted and a few broken and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I sort of think of that. It may not be an exact copy, but I think of that when I'm drawing Blue Orchid. So,
Oh, interesting.
but yeah, I actually liked his Venom stuff. Like I thought he sort of is the one that turned Venom into a kind of a lame character, into kind of this weird, slimy,
Weird.
big monster. So,
Okay, so
yeah.
a lot of interesting artists we brought up. Um, okay, that was interesting. I think this was the one of the ultimate geek questions also.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And
Yeah.
if any of the artists, even the ones we said that we wouldn't want them to draw, are watching this and want to draw our stuff, please.
And looking at you, Hoche, we want a Gru drawing from you.
Yes, yeah, I would love to a group drawing from Moche. That'd be interesting to see.
Okay, let's end this episode with that.